in this video, part of the video series, we're going to be talking about a new market segment that's relatively new called all-weather tires. Now, in a previous video, we talked about the comparison between all-season, or three-season is what we call them here at Cambridge Toyota Honda, and winter tires. And now we want to talk about this new segment of tire called an all-weather tire. And I know there's a lot of questions about this that people ask us, but I'm going to throw it over to the resident expert. I'm going to bring the tire up here so that we can talk about it. And then we can go through the features and benefits. This is the Michelin Cross Climate 2. Okay, John, let's talk about the Cross Climate 2 all-weather tire.
Well, Rich, the all-weather segment is relatively new to the industry. And the all-weather tire itself hasn't been around really all that long. There was a couple brands that had released it before Michelin did. And there seems to be a lot of confusion about this segment. The problem with the all-weather tire is everyone's philosophy, everyone's brand has a different outlook and a different perspective as to what this tire is and where it fits. And Michelin's perspective, I feel, really has hit the nail on the head. I think their approach to this tire and where it fits in the category really makes a lot of sense and fits what we need for our segments. And the all-season tire does a lot of things really, really well. The winter tire does a lot of things really, really well. And the one thing that they haven't been able to do is find one tire that fits all. Yeah. In this industry, there's a lot of different areas that it's very difficult to get one thing that does all. Brakes are one perspective. You can never go racing with the same brake pad that you drive on the street. Correct. They just can't seem to handle the same heat ranges. And tires are a very similar philosophy in that it's very specialized. You need specific tires to do different things, similar to shoes, right? We use running shoes to go running, and we use winter boots to go winter hiking.
Take dress shoes on a hike.
No, we don't shovel driveways in flip-flops. Right. So
some people do.
Some people do. But at the end of the day, what we really want to do is try to get something that can potentially work. And what we have seen with everyone's busy schedules these days, they get caught in certain conditions. And what Michelin has tried to focus on with this tire is find a tire that gives you a little additional coverage. So this all-weather tire, aka all-season plus tire, is how they're categorizing it. All-season plus really gives you that additional assurance policies in those months where you get a lot of crossover type weather. So when we have that March, you get some spring weather, you still have the possibility of snow, this tire can help in making sure that you're still safe. It gives you the traction control that you're looking for, the grip that you're looking for, and all the things that we need to make sure that we're safe and our families are safe.
Yeah, it's got a vastly different tread design than pretty much anything on the market that I've ever seen, other than the old Michelin Hydro Wedge, but we won't get into that.
No,
tell us about this tread design. It's kind of crazy.
The tread design was strategically done to, again, look at both aspects of the business. So the heavy V pattern that you see here really focuses on evacuating water and potentially slush, right? So it's got the H-block sight technology that we find in the X-Ice snow. So they brought that over to help with some of those cold climate conditions, but helps keep the tire stable. As you can see, when we look at what we call land to water ratio, there's a lot of voids in this tire.
Yeah, the void of tread design.
The void of tread is a key element in this, and we want to make sure that we keep as much rubber on the road as possible, and whatever rubber is touching the road is stable and can maintain grip and stability. So the V pattern is really focused around that. You've got some of the biting, cutting edges that you've got here in the tire technology, and then you've got some smaller siping here, and that's more to mimic your all-season tire. But at the end of the day, it's really trying to tie in two different categories into one, and I think Michelin's done a pretty good job with this cross climate and classifying it as an all-season plus. I think that's where this category fits, and really is geared around customers that have options.
Yeah, so we've sold a few sets of these to customers who, for instance, like on a CRV, and I don't want to say older, but senior customers who don't do a lot of winter driving, don't want to be bothered to have to take tires out of their garage or their storage. They just put these on, they run them year round, and they just decide, if it's really, really bad weather, I'm not going to go out. Exactly. Because ultimately, without any science, we've been told these tires will give about 70% of the benefits of what a winter tire would give them, right? Maybe a little bit less, but we've been told 70%. Yeah. So, and the other thing is that they also have the 3-peak mountain snowflake, which means the 3-peak mountain snowflake by the insurance companies lets you get your insurance rebates or your insurance deductions for having winter tires on your car. This tire meets those specifications, which is also a good thing.
It does meet that category because the rubber compound can handle below 7 degrees Celsius. And a lot of that has to do with what effectiveness. we talk about the 3 peak mountain snowflake. There is a minimum threshold
Yes.
that the rubber needs to meet in order to be classified as a 3 peak mountain snowflake and handle below that plus 7 degrees. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's on the same level as a winter tire, and in this case it's not.
It's not.
And I haven't found an all-weather tire that is, and that's why we're really looking to classify more as an all-season plus.
Yeah. Cool.
That is not a replacement.
John, I always find whenever I talk to you, I always learn something. Cool. All right. I think that wraps it up as far as the all-weather tire is concerned. So stay tuned for some more winter tire video content. Thanks so much.